It's time to rank another season of Twilight Zone. This time I'm talking about my 10 favorite episodes from season 4. Now I'm going to start off by saying right away that this is probably my least favorite season of the Twilight Zone, and it's the shortest season of the Twilight Zone. I will still be doing a top 10 favorite episodes of the season, but some in the ranking probably wouldn't be in the ranking had it been any other season. The episodes were 51 minutes long instead of the 25 minutes we're used to. This was due to the TV network needing an hour of space filled on their station. In many ways, this hurt season 4. There were many episodes that felt too long and there was too much fluff. I definitely prefer the 25-minute runtime, but season 4 still had some solid episodes, starting with my number 10, In His Image. This is actually the first episode of season 4, and it definitely grabs the viewer's attention right away. It starts with a man murdering a woman in a subway station. He literally pushes a woman into a train. I guess you could say season 4 starts off pretty smashingly. It has a fun ending too. Coming in at my number 9 is the Thirty-Fathom Grave. As a US Navy destroyer is cruising in the ocean, its sonar detects muted but constant hammering on metal undersea. The eerie sounds emanate from a submarine on the ocean floor, apparently there since World War II. And so we've got a haunting Twilight Zone episode that takes place on the ocean. Sign me up. I mean, come on, I love a good ghost story, and this one was exactly that. I liked the setting of a Twilight Zone episode being on a ship for the entire duration of the episode. The episode overall is nothing too great, but it's far from bad. Also, I might be a little biased about this episode, but I actually have an autographed card from one of the actors who starred in this episode. It is from Derek Lewis. He played one of the helmsmen. If you rewatch the episode and you see him, just know that I have his signature. At number 8, I have The Parallel. This is about an astronaut returning from space to a world that is not exactly the one that he left from. First off, let me just say I really like the concept of this episode. A man switching realities with another dimension, it's just really cool. The episode had its cool moments, but it also had its cheesy moments too. And after all is said and done, it also had a solid ending. But I mostly just really like the sci-fi theme of this episode. Printer's Devil is about a man who sells his soul to the devil to save his failing newspaper and gets more than he bargained for. I love me a good Burgess Meredith episode, and this one does not disappoint. No, it's not as good as some of the other episodes that he was in the Twilight Zone. However, this one is still a great time. In fact, of all the episodes that he is in the Twilight Zone, I would say this is his zaniest performance. For crying out loud, he plays the devil, and so with that comes some evil cackles, some mischievous smiles, all the above. He's a great time in this episode. Alright, so coming in at number 6, I have Valley of the Shadows. This episode follows a reporter who stumbles into a peaceful town where miracles seem to occur due to technology, and the townsfolk won't let him leave. I mostly dug this episode for the mysterious setting it has. The townsfolk act so strange throughout the entire episode, and there are also so many unexplainable occurrences that take place. It has a good share of cheese, minor twists, and that Twilight Zone atmosphere that we all know and love. At number 5, I have Miniature. Charlie Parks finds the world unfolding before him in a museum dollhouse to be more real than his boring job and overbearing mother. For such a strange premise, I actually find this episode to be great, and I have Robert Duvall's amazing performance to thank for that. Robert Duvall's performance in this episode shows that he has been a great actor even from early on in his career, especially the way that he illustrates this character's obsession with his dollhouse. Whenever I'm introducing the Twilight Zone to my friends and I'm explaining that it's more of an anthology series where every episode is different, I actually normally reference this episode. I'll say something like, Twilight Zone is different every episode you watch. Like one episode, you have a hitchhiker stalking a girl. Another episode, you have a main character who's obsessed with a dollhouse or something like that. But am I wrong? Like that's exactly what the Twilight Zone is. You get something different every time. In He's Alive, we follow a tiny neo-Nazi organization struggling pathetically to succeed in a big city. A mysterious figure begins to ruthlessly guide a young, insecure US Nazi leader, and the group begins to draw more attention. First off, I love seeing Dennis Hopper here, and I think he gives a great performance. I had seen him previously in Rebel Without a Cause and Giant, and he's great there. However, this is a few years after those movies. The rise and fall of this man is so intriguing to watch, and as you watch his progression and his development throughout the episode, you can't help but hate him, but at the same time feel just a little bad for him. Plus, this episode goes in some directions that just absolutely scream the Twilight Zone. Coming in at my number 3, I have Death Ship. This episode follows an expedition from Earth finding an exact duplicate of their ship and themselves crashed on the planet they were surveying. Should they stay or risk taking off and crashing? If you haven't already gathered up to this point in the video, let me just say that one of the biggest strengths to Twilight Zone Season 4 are the actors that star in these episodes. This one has quite an underrated favorite actor of mine, and that is Jack Klugman. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. You'll know him from 12 Angry Men. What stands out to me most in this episode is the even combo of mystery and man's pride, which makes up to be the perfect sum of a great Twilight Zone episode. The new exhibit stars another alumni from 12 Angry Men, Martin Balsam. It follows a wax museum employee fighting to preserve 5 figures of famous murderers. Sounds delightful. This episode has always genuinely creeped me out, and to this day it still does. I mean, the plot within itself is just creepy and unsettling, but add in the story that we get and the direction the episode goes in, and it's even scarier. Plus, I'll say that this is one of the only Season 4 Twilight Zone episodes that I feel like the longer runtime is justified, because it makes this episode feel more like a fleshed out, shorter movie. And my number 1 episode goes to On Thursday, We Leave for Home. This episode is about a colony who's living on a foreign planet. They've been here for 3 decades. Suddenly they are saved by astronauts from Earth who are going to take them home. However, some certain things happen that leads to an unexpected ending. And that's all I'll say about that. James Whitmore is the main actor in this episode, and he gives a great performance as the leading man. You might recognize him as Brooks from The Shawshank Redemption. However, he's obviously much younger in this episode. It's arguably this episode that to me feels the most Twilight Zone-esque of all of Season 4. And the reason that I say that is because you have a very strong performance in the lead actor, and on top of that, the ending leaves you hanging, which I feel like is just a signature characteristic of the Twilight Zone in general. Not only was it a great Twilight Zone episode, but it was my favorite of Season 4. And there you guys have it, my top 10 favorite episodes from the Twilight Zone Season 4. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite episodes are from this season. I appreciate you guys for watching. Have a great day.